Morning, Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Putnam, Connecticut. I'm in Putnam today doing some surface cleaning. I got a couple of industrial spaces that need to be cleaned up for a new karate studio that's going in. So I've got two pretty good sized pads that I'm going to take care of today. And I'll be using my Surface Max surface cleaner from Lowe's. This is my new one. This is the second one. We just picked this up the other day. It's got one walkway on it so far, so I'll be using this today. I had to buy a new gun also this morning. I like these Surface Max guns. I really like how comfortable the handle is. They come with all the attachments that you need. A little arm here that goes here, which seems to break off constantly, so I don't even bother putting it on. And then you get some tips and whatnot. So I got a soaper tip on there now for today's use. But I keep breaking guns. This is the third one of these I've gone through in a year. This is number 3. My Suttner gun broke yesterday. This one, or I don't know if it's Suttner, it says Giant, whatever it is. This is the one that came with the power washer. I'm gonna try to get this wand off. It's a nice long wand, which I like. So I'm gonna try to get that off and put it on another gun. Okay, the only other working gun I have right now is my pistol. Let's see, that's a Suttner. Let's see, there it is. That's a Suttner. This gun is nice because it's got a little swivel on the end. So I like that. It's pretty cool. But I can't use this stubby thing on the surface cleaner. So I had to go get this gun this morning so I can at least do the surface cleaning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep all these concrete floors. I'm gonna show you what they are in a minute. I'm using this Zep industrial degreaser, and I've got my drop stick straight in there. So there's only 5 gallons there, but it should be enough to treat this whole floor. This stuff works really well. I've used it a bunch of times. Shop grade degreaser for use on floors and work surfaces. Works on unfinished concrete and metal, so this is a pretty good solution. Okay, and again, we're doing that straight. And we're taking care of this concrete up here. We're not doing this pad. We are gonna sweep it with water, but we're not trying to necessarily clean that. And then we're cleaning this floor in here. Okay? And I'm not expecting it to come out perfect, and neither is the client, but it needs to be clean, and that's what we're here to do. All right, and then we've got another space up here. Got Big Quinn on the job. Quinn, say good morning.
What's up?
Quinn's my lead technician, master technician. And we're gonna do this space up in here. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. Some stains, basically just dirt and dust that needs to come off. I got some big garage doors, so we'll be squeegeeing water out the door. And then we also have a snail fan, floor fan, which we'll be using. So, all right, we're gonna jump right in and start spraying some soap.
Dad's spreading degreaser onto the floor. Help bring up some of the tougher stains here, you know?
Just using a black soaper tip on this, downstreaming it directly out of the bucket. This is that Zep degreaser coming out at 10% on the floor. And we're going to let this dwell for a little while. We're not going to soak the other building. That's good. Got both buildings pre-treated with my degreaser. Not going too heavy, just a little bit to try to lift some stuff. They're going to be putting rubber mats and flooring over this because, again, this is going to be a karate studio. But we just need to get the majority of the grease and dust and grime off. Okay, so I drew straight out of that degreaser bucket, and I used maybe a little less than half, or about half. So now I'm going to pull my drop stick out of the soap tank, and I'm going to put it in my buffer tank so that it draws water for the rest of the time I'm here. And then I'm going to start surface cleaning. Quinn finishing it up for me. Doing a great job. Big difference, didn't take much. We're gonna rinse it. So obviously all these brown puddles are gonna go away. This floor is gonna be dramatically cleaner than it was. All right, we're over here on the second building. It is a few minutes past 9. We got here at 8 o'clock. And this first building is all done. Very happy with it. A lot of the grime came off. And clients can be real happy. We did the loading dock just with a sweep. So that's nice and clean. But this building came out nice. Obviously still wet. But this floor is a lot cleaner than it was. We squeegeed it, swept it as best we could with the wand. But they're gonna be real happy with this. Came out very good. All right, and like I say, we're on the second building already, so cruising right along. So here's an example of why we run the buffer tank, even on the 4-gallon machine around here. I ran that down to just under 10 gallons, and now we're waiting for it to fill back up. And while we're doing that, I just filled up my fuel tank, so we're ready to go. We're watching this dude cutting hay over here. Not sure if you can see this guy. Ride this tractor. Me and Quinn are out here getting it done. This floor is all done. We're real happy with it. Came very clean. There's still, you know, iron staining and some stuff like that, some paint, but that's not the concern. They just wanted the dirt off of it, and we're done. Now, as a little favor, we're gonna try to see if we can remove some of this loose flaking paint on this metal eave over here. We do have permission from the client to do this. He does want to repaint it, so Quinn's gonna try with the X-Jet first and see what it does. Looks like he's getting some off with it. Very loose, flaky stuff, so we're just gonna give it a once over. We're not gonna go crazy. And get it semi-prepped for this guy. Now he's running the turbo nozzle on there. That's making real short work of that. We wanted to put about a half an hour into that, so I think he's gonna have it done in 10 more minutes. Done the concrete work. We're gonna go get something to eat, and we'll go into another house. We gotta go home and pick up a 100-gallon water tank. Gotta try to bring a little bit of water with us on the next one. So we're heading to our second job. Quinn and I, we had to stop at home, grab my landscaping trailer. This is what I ran last year to run the business, pulling out with a minivan. I put my 100-gallon tank in there. We got it filled brimming with water, and I got this 35-gallon buffer tank back here, filled brimming. I gotta put the cover on it real quick. But that's ready to go. Yeah, I know the tank's not centered, but that's okay. I think this trailer can handle it, and so can my truck. So we're gonna get on the job. The well runs a little bit slow. That's why we're bringing the water. We'll go from there. We're out here on our second job in Plainfield, Connecticut. This is a little different process for us. I don't usually bring my own water, but this client thought that they had a pretty slow moving well and requested that I bring water. So this landscape trailer is what I used all last year behind my minivan. So we break it out every once in a while when it needs to do some work. So earlier this year, I bought a 100-gallon tank, which I was using as a buffer tank, which I don't use anymore. And we filled it up with water, brimming full. And I'm drawing water out of it with my 12-volt into my 35-gallon buffer tank. So I'm still running out of my buffer tank, and Quinn's gonna be over here turning the switch on and off, keeping that full for me. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it, making use of what we've got, and that's how we do it. So I'm gonna start downstreaming on this house. It's a pretty big house, very, very dirty. We're out here in, like I said, Plainfield, another nice area, down a dirt road, narrow dirt road. So a little tricky getting down here for me. again, why I don't want to have a trailer. Well, this house is pretty dirty on this side. All up in there is nasty, but we're gonna hit all of it. I'm gonna let it all dwell in this side for a little while. And I'm gonna wash this back first. So we're gonna jump right in. Frogs. That's a fat, oh! There's a fat boy right there. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh.
Come back to the woods. We're not murderers.
Let me see him, Quinn, show him. Oh, that's a nice one. Nice. Soap in the peak. No problem. Way over the peak. It's that shooter tip. Better than 12 volting for me. 12 volt, I probably would have barely reached it, if at all. So like I've been saying, man, I've done X-jetting now, 12 volting, downstreaming. Downstreaming is how I'm gonna continue. All right, Quinn and I are done. I keep forgetting to take videos along the way because we get too busy working, but that big house took us just about 1 hour downstreaming, bringing our own water, and we're out for the day. It's Saturday, we're done. Peace.